tried to get Shayna's hiding, but she's here. So the point of this protocol is to deepen our understanding of what the standards actually expect of students. So we think we know what it looks like to add and subtract decimals, but then lots of times it takes us actually looking at an assessment question and doing it to say, wow, this is requiring a lot more of a student. So it's going to help us understand the standards better and then drive our planning, because we're essentially going to do some math together and say, okay, this makes me think I need to do X, Y, and Z in my lesson plans next week. This makes me think that kids need practice with X, Y, and Z versus just like grabbing from Engage or grabbing from another resource just because it says it's aligned to the standard. So the questions that we're going to do the math with are actually from the ANET test. So Jack, the ANET test is that benchmark we take in, for you guys, it's October 15th. I just sent you the calendar invite.
It's so soon.
I know. I know. It's so scary. So on October 15th, kids are going to be taking these exact questions. So what I did was I looked at the assessment and I pulled out the questions that are aligned to NBT3. So I chose NBT3 because it's what we're teaching next week.
Okay.
And NBT3 is reading, writing, and comparing decimals. So all of these questions ask students to read, write, and or compare decimals. So before we teach those skills and that standard, we're going to see what they're going to be asked to do. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to pass this out. It's all blurry, but the directions say solve the problem as a student would. So they're not going to be hard for us. So try to come up with as many possible strategies and models that you think students might use. And as you're working on them, take notes. I usually take notes right next to the problem, and I think about what kind of knowledge, like conceptual knowledge, is required of kids, and if there are any procedural skills required. And so kind of mark it up as you're working on it. And then we're going to talk about how this informs our plans for next week. So I'll set a timer for like 10-ish minutes. Do you need a pencil?
Yes.
Kate, can I use this one?
Oh yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
It is hard to do as a student.